Tasha Smith thought she'd seen everything during her shifts at the Walmart subway. But when she snapped a photo of cashier Ebony Harris not taking her usual break, she had no idea she was about to unleash a viral storm and reveal a hidden act of kindness that would touch millions. The fluorescent lights of the Burton, Michigan Walmart hummed a monotonous tune, a soundtrack to the daily symphony of shopping carts, beeping scanners, and chattering customers. The air was a blend of freshly brewed coffee from the McDonald's, the faint scent of popcorn, and the distinct aroma of Subway sandwiches. Tasha Smith, a young woman with tired eyes and a name tag that read Tasha, sandwich artist, stood behind the Subway counter, assembling a foot-long turkey on Italian herbs and cheese. It was a Tuesday afternoon, the kind of day where time seemed to stretch and blur. Tasha had worked at this Subway for almost a year. She'd seen it all: the screaming toddlers, the coupon-obsessed bargain hunters, the weary parents just trying to get through their grocery shopping. She developed a detached, almost anthropological interest in the daily dramas of Walmart life. She was a silent observer, a chronicler of the mundane. But today, something was different. Her gaze drifted past the usual lunch rush crowd, past the display of chips and cookies, to the row of tables near the front of the store. There, sitting at a table usually occupied by teenagers slurping ices or elderly couples sharing a sandwich, was Ebony Harris, one of the Walmart cashiers. That in itself wasn't unusual. Ebony often took her breaks at Subway. But she wasn't eating. Ebony, known for her warm smile and the way she remembered customers' names, was leaning intently over the table. Across from her sat a young woman, Angela Peters, whom Tasha recognized as a regular customer. And Ebony was painting her nails. A bottle of bright blue nail polish sat on the table, and Ebony was carefully applying a coat to Angela's fingernails. The scene was so unexpected, so incongruous with the usual Walmart chaos, that Tasha felt a jolt of something. It wasn't just curiosity, it was a sense of profound human connection, a glimpse of kindness that cut through the everyday noise. Instinctively, she reached for her phone and snapped a photo. She had no grand plan, no idea that this single image would soon ripple across the internet. She just knew in that moment that she had witnessed something special, something that needed to be captured. She briefly thought of the internet and how the story might be received. Ebony Harris wasn't just another cashier. She was a fixture at the Burton Walmart, a bright spot in the often impersonal world of big-box retail. She had a knack for remembering names, for offering a kind word to a stressed-out parent, for making even the most mundane transaction feel a little bit more human. She wasn't just ringing up groceries. She was building relationships, creating a sense of community within the vast, anonymous space of the store. Ebony was working to support her younger sister, Maya, who was still in high school. Their mother worked 2 jobs, and Ebony was determined to help ease the financial burden. She dreamed of going to college one day, maybe studying social work, but for now, her focus was on providing for her family. She found satisfaction in her work, in the small acts of kindness she could offer each day. She believed in treating everyone with respect and dignity, no matter who they were or what their circumstances. Angela Peters navigated the world with a quiet strength and a vibrant spirit. Cerebral palsy affected her muscle control, making some everyday tasks, like buttoning a shirt or tying a shoelace, a challenge. But Angela refused to be defined by her disability. She was fiercely independent, living on her own, working a part-time job at a local library, and pursuing her passion for art. She loved bright colors, bold patterns, and anything that sparkled. Blue was her absolute favorite, the color of the sky on a clear summer day, the color of the ocean she dreamed of visiting. Before the incident at the nail salon, Angela had been feeling particularly good. She'd received a positive performance review at work, and she decided to treat herself to a manicure, a small luxury that made her feel pampered and confident. She'd chosen a vibrant shade of blue polish, envisioning how it would brighten her day. Tasha, on the other hand, was initially more reserved. She had observed the world through a phone, but primarily from a distance. She'd seen countless acts of kindness and unkindness in her time at Subway, but she'd rarely intervened. She considered herself a bystander, a documentarian of the human condition. Social media, to her, was a double-edged sword, a platform for connection, but also a breeding ground for negativity and judgment. She often took her breaks with Ebony. They were vastly different people, but that's what made their conversations worthwhile. The bright, inviting interior of Dive Nails, the in-store salon, was a stark contrast to the sterile, industrial feel of the rest of Walmart. The air was thick with the sharp scent of acetone and acrylic, mingling with the sweeter notes of floral-scented lotions. Rows of brightly colored nail polish bottles lined the walls, a rainbow of possibilities. Angela wheeled herself into the salon, her heart filled with anticipation. She'd been looking forward to this all week. She'd carefully chosen her outfit, a bright blue top that would complement the nail polish she'd selected. "Hi," she said, smiling at the nail technician, a young woman with elaborately decorated nails and a bored expression. "I'd like a manicure, please." The technician, whose name tag read Kayla, barely glanced at her. "Name?" she asked, her voice flat. "Angela Peters." Kayla scrolled through a list on a tablet, then looked up, her expression hardening. "You're the one who moves a lot." Angela's smile faltered. "I have cerebral palsy," she explained, her voice losing some of its confidence. "It affects my muscle control, but I can usually keep still enough for a manicure." Kayla sighed dramatically. "Look, I'm really busy today, and honestly, it's going to be a mess. You're going to move, and I'm going to have to start all over. I don't have time for this." Angela felt a wave of shame and embarrassment wash over her. She tried to explain, to reason with Kayla, but the technician was unmoved. "I'm sorry," Kayla said, her voice devoid of any actual apology. "I just can't do it. Maybe you could try one of those press-on nail things." Angela felt tears pricking her eyes. She turned her wheelchair and left the salon, her head hung low. The bright colors of the nail polish bottles now seemed to mock her, a reminder of the simple pleasure she had been denied. She felt invisible, excluded, her spirit crushed by a few careless words. Ebony was walking to the subway, ready to start her well-deserved break. She saw the interaction as she passed. She paused. She saw the defeated look on Angela's face. Ebony's heart ached for Angela. She'd witnessed countless acts of casual cruelty in her life, small moments of exclusion that chipped away at a person's dignity. She knew what it felt like to be judged, to be dismissed, to be made to feel less than. She couldn't stand by and watch. "Excuse me," Ebony said, her voice firm but gentle. She approached Angela, her smile warm and genuine. "Are you okay?" Angela looked up, her eyes red-rimmed. She hesitated, then shook her head. "Not really," she whispered. "It wouldn't do my nails. They said I moved too much." Ebony's anger flared, but she kept her voice calm. "That's not right," she said. "That's not right at all." An idea sparked in her mind. It would mean sacrificing her break, the precious 15 minutes she usually spent recharging and escaping the demands of her job. But she didn't hesitate. "Wait here," she said to Angela. "I'll be right back." Ebony practically sprinted to the beauty aisle, her mind racing. She scanned the rows of nail polish bottles, searching for the perfect shade. She remembered Angela mentioning her love for blue. And there it was, a vibrant, shimmering blue, the color of a summer sky. She grabbed the bottle and headed to the checkout, her heart pounding with a sense of purpose. She paid for the polish, offering a quick explanation to the cashier, a colleague who knew her well and simply nodded in understanding. Back at the subway, Ebony pulled up a chair next to Angela. "I'm not a professional," she said, smiling apologetically, "but I'd be happy to paint your nails for you." Angela's face lit up. Her initial surprise gave way to a hesitant smile, then to a full-blown grin. "Really?" she asked, her voice filled with disbelief and gratitude. "Really?" Ebony confirmed. "What color would you like?" Angela pointed to the blue bottle. "That one," she said. "It's perfect." Ebony carefully opened the bottle and began to paint Angela's nails. She worked slowly and deliberately, taking her time to apply each coat evenly and precisely. She wasn't just painting nails, she was restoring dignity, offering comfort, building a connection. They talked as she worked, not just about nail polish, but about their lives, their dreams, their frustrations. Angela shared her love of art, her desire to create beautiful things. Ebony talked about her family, her hopes for the future. The sounds of the Walmart faded into the background, replaced by the quiet murmur of their conversation, the gentle brush of the nail polish applicator. A bond was forming, a friendship sparked by an act of unexpected kindness. Tasha, after a moment of internal debate, posted the photo on her Facebook and Instagram accounts. She added a caption, keeping it simple but heartfelt. "This is Ebony, a cashier at our Walmart. She saw a customer get turned away from the nail salon because she has cerebral palsy. So, Ebony used her break to paint her nails. This is the kind of person we need more of in the world. Hashtag kindness matters, hashtag inclusion, hashtag Walmart, hashtag acts off kindness." She hit post and didn't think much more about it. She'd shared moments like this before, small glimpses of humanity that she found interesting. She didn't expect much of a reaction. She was wrong. Within minutes, the likes and comments started rolling in. Then came the shares. The post spread like wildfire, first through her local network, then to friends of friends, then to strangers across the country. People were deeply moved by Ebony's simple act of compassion. "This made me cry," one comment read. "We need more people like Ebony. This is what it means to be a decent human being," another wrote. "Shame on Div Nails. They should be boycotted," a third chimed in. The story was quickly picked up by local news outlets in Michigan. Then, larger news organizations started calling. The photo of Ebony and Angela, their heads bent together in concentration, became a symbol of kindness, inclusion, and the power of human connection. The online comments weren't all positive, of course. Some people accused Tasha of exploiting the situation for clout. Others questioned Ebony's motives, suggesting she was just looking for attention. But the overwhelming majority of the responses were positive, celebrating Ebony's actions and calling for greater understanding and acceptance of people with disabilities. Div Nails, the in-store salon, initially issued a defensive statement, claiming that their technician had followed company policy. But the online backlash was swift and fierce. People called for a boycott, shared their own negative experiences, and demanded an apology. The salon's social media pages were flooded with angry comments. Within 24 hours, Div Nails had backtracked. They issued a public apology to Angela, offered her a free lifetime supply of manicures, which she politely declined, and announced that they would be implementing mandatory sensitivity training for all their employees. The corporate office of Walmart also issued a statement, praising Ebony's actions and reiterating their commitment to inclusivity. Ebony herself was overwhelmed by the sudden attention. She was a naturally private person, and she'd never sought the spotlight. She received hundreds of messages of support from people all over the world, thanking her for her kindness and sharing their own stories of overcoming adversity. A GoFundMe campaign was started for Ebony, with people donating small amounts to show their appreciation. The fund quickly grew, exceeding all expectations. Ebony was deeply touched by the outpouring of generosity, but she insisted that the money be used to help others. She decided to donate a portion to a local disability organization and use the rest to create a scholarship fund for students with disabilities. Ebony also used her voice, speaking about the need for more sensitivity in customer service. The viral moment eventually faded, as all viral moments do. But the impact of Ebony's act of kindness lingered. Tasha, Ebony, and Angela formed a genuine friendship, a bond forged in the unlikeliest of circumstances. They met regularly for lunch at the subway, sharing stories, laughter, and support. Ebony continued to work at Walmart, but her perspective had shifted. She was no longer just a cashier. She was an advocate, a symbol of hope, a reminder that small acts of kindness can have a profound impact. She became more involved in her community, volunteering at a local center for people with disabilities and speaking at schools about the importance of inclusion. She had been nominated for and won a Regional Community Service Award. Angela, emboldened by the experience, felt more confident and empowered. She continued to pursue her art, her bright blue nails a constant reminder of the kindness she had received. She became more outspoken about the challenges faced by people with disabilities, advocating for greater accessibility and understanding. Tasha, initially skeptical of the power of social media, had a change of heart. She realized that her simple photo had sparked a global conversation about kindness and inclusion. She continued to document the small moments of humanity she witnessed, but now with a renewed sense of purpose. She had inadvertently become a storyteller, a voice for the voiceless.